I had always believed in love, the kind that withstands storms, that holds strong in the face of trials. That was why when Emeka and I built our lives together, I gave him everything: my time, my energy, my heart. I was his support system, his backbone, the silent force behind his success. I was there when he had nothing. I invested in his dreams, putting my inheritance into the company we built together, MX Logistics. But I never craved the spotlight. I stayed in the shadows, allowing him to shine. After all, I was his wife, his partner. I trusted him. Until one night, my world shattered. It started with a phone call, one I wasn't supposed to hear. Emeka was in the bathroom and his phone, carelessly left on the bed, buzzed repeatedly. I glanced on the screen, my love. Curious, I picked it up. Baby, why are you leaving? When are you leaving that woman? A sultry female voice cooed from the other end. My breath caught in my throat. Emeka stepped out of the bathroom, rubbing his hair with a towel. His eyes widened in shock when he saw me holding his phone. Who is this? My voice trembled. Silence. Then he exhaled and smirked, a cruel heart-wrenching smirk. It's over, Maka, he said, his voice early calm. I'll find someone better. She's rich. She can take care of me in ways you never could. I staggered backward, my heart hammering in my chest. After everything I've done for you? Exactly, he said, slipping on his Rolex, a gift from me. I don't need your help anymore. I have someone who can give me more. Tears burned my eyes, but I refused to let them fall. And what about our company? He laughed, a sharp, mocking sound. My company, you mean? You think I need you? You were just a housewife from Accra. Stay in your lane. I watched him walk out of our home, our dreams, our years together, as if they meant nothing. But what Emeka didn't know was he had never bothered to find out was that I was the real boss of MX Logistics. He had just abandoned the woman who owned everything. For days I sat in silence, drowning in my pain of Emeka's betrayal. The echoes of his cruel words replayed in my mind. I don't need you anymore. You were just a housewife. How foolish I had been to love him blindly. How naive to think that loyalty meant anything to a man like him. But pain had a way of transforming a person. And as I sat in my luxurious home, the one I had paid for, staring at the legal documents that proved that I was the majority shareholder of MX Logistics, something inside me snapped. I was done crying. I picked up my phone and dialed my lawyer, Barrister Chike. He answered on the first ring. Madam Amaka, I was just about to call you. Something urgent has come up. I frowned. What is it? Your husband just transferred a large sum of company's fund without board approval. I inhaled sharply, my fingers tightening around the phone. Where did the money go? A luxury penthouse in Banana Island, in the name of a woman called Sonia Okafor. Sonia, his mistress? A bitter smile curled my lips. So this was why he left me. He thought he had won, that he had played me for a fool. He didn't know that the company's account still required my final authorization for any major transactions. Barrister, block the transfer immediately. My voice was still. Already done, madam. I exhaled, a dangerous calm settling over me. Call an emergency board meeting. I'm taking back what's mine. The next morning, I walked into MX Logistics for the first time in months, not as a silent wife, but as a boss. Heads turned, whispers spread like wildfire. Some employees looked surprised, others fearful. The board of directors were already seated when I arrived. Emeka was there too, leaning back in his chair, completely unaware of the storm about to hit him. He barely looked up as I took my seat at the head of the table. What's the meaning of this? He said impatiently. I don't have time for. Sit down, Emeka. I caught him, my voice cold. We have serious matters to discuss. He frowned, clearly irritated by my tone. Amaka, this is business, not a family meeting. You don't belong here. A sharp laugh escaped my lips. Oh, but I do belong here, more than you actually. I pulled out a file and slid it across the table. There are the ownership documents of MX Logistics. I own 65% of this company. Do you know what that means? Silence. I watched as the cold drained from Emeka's face. It means, dear husband, that this company is mine. I continued, savoring the moment, and as of today, you are fired. The entire board gasped. Emeka shot up from his chairs, eyes blazing. You can't do this. Oh, but I can, I said, leaning forward. You see, while you were busy chasing your rich mistress, you forgot one thing. I was the one funding this company from the beginning. I turned to the board of directors. Ladies and gentlemen, effective immediately, I'll be taking full control of MX Logistics. My first order of business, removing all liabilities, and that includes my husband. Security entered the room just as Emeka launched forward, rage twisting his face. Amaka, you wouldn't dare. I tilted my head. Watch me. Emeka's anger shouts echoed down the hall as security dragged him out of the boardroom. I sat back in my chair, my heart racing, but my face remained unreadable. I have done it. For the first time in my life, I had taken back my power. The boardroom was silent, the directors still processing what had just happened. I turned to them, meeting each gaze with unwavering confidence. From today, there will be new leadership at MX Logistic. We will be making major changes, and I will personally oversee all financial transactions to prevent further embezzlement. The few directors nodded hesitantly, others still looked uncomfortable. One of them, Chief Adekunle, cleared his throat. Madam Amaka, this is unexpected. Are you sure you can handle the responsibilities? You've always been in the background. I smiled, but there was still breath beneath it. I was in the background by choice, Chief Adekunle. But make no mistake, I built this company. Every decision, every major investment, every risk you thought Emeka took, it was all me. A murmur ran through the room. They hadn't known, none of them had. I stood up, straightening my blazer. If anyone has a problem with my leadership, they are free to resign. But understand this, MX Logistics is now under my control. If you are with me, then prepare for greatness. If you're against me, step aside. Then, one by one, the board of members slowly nodded. Good, I said, my voice unwavering. Now, let's get to work. That evening, when I drove home, my phone buzzed. It was a message from an unknown number. You think you've won, Amaka? You made a big mistake. You will regret this. I smirked, Emeka. I replied with a single sentence. I only regret not doing it sooner. The next morning, news broke. CEO of MX Logistics, Amako Kavo, takes full control after firing husband over fraud allegations. Socialite Sonia Okafor's luxury printer seized after phones traced to illegal transaction. Exclusive. Women abandoned by husband takes revenge in the most powerful way. I watched headlines with quiet satisfaction. Emeka was finished. The penthouse he bought for his mistress gone. His company's credit account blocked. His business reputation it shambled. And as for Sonia, she had vanished. The moment the money stopped flowing, so did her love. I leaned back in my chair, sipping my coffee, as I watched the world finally see the truth. I wasn't just a wife, I was a queen, and I had just reclaimed my throne. It has been a week since I fired Emeka, and the fallout was even greater than I imagined. His so called friends had abandoned him. His lavish lifestyle, funded by the company, had crumbled. Even his luxury car had been repossessed. The one proud CEO of MX Logistics was now a disgraced man, desperate and humiliated. And then the inevitable happened. He showed up in my office. My secretary buzzed me, Madam, there is a visitor demanding to see you. I signed. Who is it? There was hesitation on the other end. It's your husband, Mr. Emeka Okafor. I smirked. I had been expecting this. Let him in. A minute later, Emeka stepped into my office, looking like a shadow of his former self. His designer suit was wrinkled, his one proud posture slouched. He had lost weight, stress, and shame had a way of doing that. I didn't start, I didn't greet him, I simply watched, waiting for him to speak. Amaka, he said, his voice softer than I had ever heard. We need to talk. I leaned back in my chair, crossing my legs. About what? How you stole from my company or how you humiliated me and ran off with another woman? He winced. I made mistakes, Amaka. I was blind. I let greed and pride control me. I raised my eyebrow. Is that an apology? He signed, running a hand through his unkempt hair. I lost everything, Amaka. Suna left me the moment she realized I was broke. The house, the cars, the money, all gone. I remained silent. I wanted to hear the rest. I need your help, he finally admitted, his voice barely a whisper. Please, Amaka, I have nothing left. I stared at him, my mind replacing every moment of pain he has caused me. The betrayal, the humiliation, the way he had thrown me away like I was nothing. And now he was here begging. I stood up and walked to the window, gazing out to the city skyline. Do you remember the day you told me I was just a housewife? Amaka, you said I had nothing to offer. I continued, my voice unwavering, that I was beneath you, that you didn't need me. He closed his eyes as if the memory pained him. I was wrong. I turned to face him, my eyes cold. Yes, you were. But here's the thing, Emeka. I don't need you either. His eyes widened. Amaka, please. You made your choice, I cut in, and now you have to live with it. I pressed a button on my desk, and within seconds, security walked in. Escort Mr. Okafor out of my building and make sure he never steps feet in here again. Emeka looked at me in shock. Amaka, you can't do this. I tilted my head. Oh, but I can. And I just did. And the guards dragged him away. I sat down, exhaling deeply. This was the end of an era. The next few weeks were a whirlwind of change. Under my leadership, MX Logistics soared to higher heights. I implemented strict financial policies, restructured the management team, and launched major partnerships that had once been out of reach under Emeka's careless leadership. Investors who had been skeptical at first soon saw the difference. Profits skyrocketed. My name, once hidden behind my husband, was now being spoken with respect and admiration. Then afternoon, I had an unexpected visitor, Sonia Okafor, the woman who had ruined my marriage. She walked into my office pleading, Madam Amaka, she said softly. I folded my arms. What do you want, Sonia? She swallowed hard. I came to apologize. I raised my eyebrow, unimpressed. Apologize for what exactly? For sleeping with my husband? For spending stolen money? or for laughing while he humiliated me. She lowered her gaze. I was foolish. I thought he loved me, but the moment the money was gone, he turned on me too. I scoffed. And now you want sympathy? She shook her head. No, I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted to tell you that you are much a stronger woman than I will ever be, and I respect you for this. For the first time, I saw her not as a rival, but as a victim of Emeka's selfishness. But unlike me, she had chosen to be blind. You're right about one thing, Sonia. I said, I am stronger, and I will never let any man make me feel otherwise again. She gave a weak nod, then turned to leave, and with that, I closed yet another chapter of my past. Months passed, and MX Logistics became one of the most successful companies in the country. My story became an inspiration to many women, proof that we are more than what men define us to be. I've come to the end of this amazing story. I hope you did enjoy it. If this is your first time, you're highly welcome. Please do the needful to click on the subscribe button and turn on your bell button for my